Hello guys, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. Alright, so we have an update here regarding AT&T. We know that AT&T has been taking drastic measures to cut costs, okay? They've been doing this in different ways. One of the biggest ways is reducing staffing. Now, reducing staffing in corporate offices, retail locations, customer service positions. They're also making some adjustments to plans. They've raised some of the prices on a few of their plans, and I'm sure they'll be doing some more changes to plans as well. So this is an effort to cut costs, and I think the plan is for about $8 billion. They're saying it's an $8 billion cost reduction program. I'm sure that we're going to hear a lot more about this. So this is definitely a developing story. We've already reported a number of articles about staff reduction and changes within the company in efforts to reduce costs. So far, they've been successful. The Q2 earnings have proven that the reductions in costs have offset the reduction in subscribers for their wireless side. We know that the wireless plans haven't been doing as well, and they've been able to still increase profit by just reducing costs. So we're going to read the article. I'll put the link for you down below in the description. But I think we're going to see a lot more of this. I know we'll see a lot more of this. So definitely check back at on the channel for more reports regarding AT&T and all your favorite wireless carriers for that matter. All right. So AT&T's Human Resources Chief Angela Santone will leave the company at the end of September, just as the telecommunications giant is eliminating thousands of jobs as part of a newly expanded $8 billion cost reduction program. Chief Executive Officer John Stankey informed employees last week in an email that Santone was leaving. She is one of only 3 female top executives at AT&T. Santone was previously head of human resources at Turner, a division of Time Warner Cable, and was brought in to run the department at AT&T in late 2019. Shortly before the pandemic. As offices emptied and the workforce scattered to remote locations, she was responsible for trying to keep employees attached and accountable. She is departing amid more upheaval at the company, which is handing out pink slips and shrinking operations. So AT&T is under pressure as wireless subscriber growth is slowing. Its debts has increased by $6 billion to what is now $143.3 billion, and it faces a potentially costly lead cleanup. The company raised rates on its premium mobile plans to help boost revenue and is in the process of restructuring operations by reducing 350 offices across the U.S. to 9 core locations with the main hubs in Dallas and Atlanta. As part of that move, AT&T has told 60,000 managers that they need to show up in person to one of these locations, and some will face relocation decisions or be fired. Santone's tenure included a period of massive job cuts, largely through what AT&T calls surplusings, which is a round of layoffs that have been conducted on a department level on nearly a monthly basis to reduce costs. The company stopped announcing job cuts years ago and only discloses total employee counts in quarterly reports and filings. So last week, AT&T said it was increasing its $6 billion cost-cutting effort by an additional $2 billion plus, which is going to be over the next 3 years. So since the beginning of 2021, AT&T has cut 74,130 employees in total, including through divestitures, or 32% of its total staff through June 30th. So there was a statement made by John Stankey, and he said, "On behalf of AT&T's leadership, I'd like to thank her for her support and commitment to driving these initiatives during a very challenging and important time of transition." Stankey wrote in the email, which was confirmed by Bloomberg. AT&T declined to comment on Santone's departure. During her run, Santone developed an internal culture of connection. The idea was to echo one of Stankey's themes of connectivity, the new simplified mission for the company as it returned to its telecommunications roots after a $100 billion ill-fated attempt to transform the company into a media rival of Walt Disney Co. and Netflix Co. So as part of the cultural changes, Santone introduced the concept of making employees see themselves as brand ambassadors and setting up feedback sessions to measure worker engagement. Santone also created connection prizes, immediate cash awards given out to recognize someone for a job well done. All right, so there we have it. So, like I said, just more cost-cutting efforts. We will definitely be seeing more of this. This is just the beginning for AT&T. They have an $8 billion cost-cutting program. That's a big goal to achieve. So there's going to be a major reduction in staffing, and I think AT&T is going to look pretty different within 2 years. So how different, how that's going to affect the company, I don't know. I think we'll be looking at more of a digital process for the company. Most of their stuff will be done online, a lot less retail locations, maybe even automated chatbots, maybe something a little bit more like Visible. The sad thing about this is I think AT&T is starting to pave the way for others. I think if AT&T has proven that it's successful, I think we might see Verizon do this, and then eventually T-Mobile, because, I mean, nobody's signing up like they were before, you know? Like I've said before, people aren't spending what they used to spend. It's a rough time for people. They don't have it like that, or they just don't want to. Maybe they're tired of overpaying, you know? So there's a couple of reasons, right? And with that being said, if these companies are not making that kind of money, the money that they want, off of the plans, off of new subscribers, they have to make the money somewhere else. And that's by shrinking the company, maybe going into a more digital world. So we will see. You know, that's what I'm thinking, because if you're reducing all your locations, okay, your retail locations, not going to be many stores left. People aren't going to go in, right? And if you're reducing all your corporate offices, you don't have many employees. You're not going to have a large customer service center anymore. You know, maybe there'll be one or two. Imagine the kind of stress that those people are going to be under, dealing with an entire company. Maybe a call center of 12 people dealing with a company as large as AT&T's problems. Yeah, I feel sorry for you, you know? So there you have it. You guys can let me know down below if you want where you think this is heading. Am I right? You think AT&T is going to be looking into more of a digital world within the next 2 years? I think with their fixation on reducing costs, seeing that it's necessary for them to do it because there's really nothing else they can do right now, I think that's probably going to be an answer, at least for a little bit. They have to reduce costs. They have to get that debt down. Otherwise, they're going to be shutting their doors. And I don't think they'll be shutting their doors. They're too big of a company. They've been around forever. I think they'll just reduce and reduce. Maybe go more into digital, which can ultimately make them super profitable. You know, many people want that warm, you know, customer service face to face. But I mean, as long as they're not really having problems, they might just get used to it. So if they all start doing it, you really won't have much of a choice. So if you leave AT&T and go to Verizon, but then they start doing it, right, you're going to be forced to deal with it either way. So that's what I'm trying to say. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's the world that we're going into. Things are getting more and more digital every day as these companies are failing to make the profits that they want. Again, we know that they're profitable. That's not what we're saying here. So the message is clear. AT&T is a very profitable company. Verizon is also a very profitable company. And so is T-Mobile, okay? They're all profitable. But there's a lot of expenses, and they have goals in order to stay within a certain range, okay, of how much profits they need to see before they have to make changes. So they're looking at the years ahead, not just today. So that's the thing. The debts outweigh the profits. And, you know, for a company like AT&T, they can't have that. Nor should they. So they're taking the necessary measures. We'll see where this goes. Any updates, you can find it here on this channel. All right, guys? As always, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.